Here we go. So guys, I had a few comments over the last few videos about people asking how I've completed the Hall of Fame spotlights, and it's probably been a while since I've done a video like this, so I just thought I would drop a quick video today. I'm going to try and keep it sort of short, to the point. So if you are struggling with these spotlights, or even if you're doing well with them and you just want to complete them quickly, you get a bit of advice. I haven't had any issues so far with any of these spotlight games. If I have the time, I'll just get through it relatively easily. Guys, please like and subscribe. We've got a whole host of new subscribers over the last few days. Thank you if that was one of you guys. We are rolling towards 1,000 subs. And again, as always, if you drop a sub today, we'll be one sub closer. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'll be announcing the podcast guest for this weekend. We're looking to get the podcast out on Saturday, by the way, guys. And usually I stream on Fridays to announce a guest, but it will be Thursday this week, which is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Please stop by, say hello. These streams have been absolutely awesome. And thank you to everyone who's kind of come in the stream so far, because we've made affiliate in 4 streams, which is crazy to me. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone who was involved in that. And again, the streams have just been really fun. So stop by if you're free tomorrow. So let's get into today's video. It's a handful of things, really, when you're playing the computer on Hall of Fame. But I think the most important thing to remember is you are playing the CPU. That is easily the most important thing to remember. In terms of freelance, you need to equip Hawks. That's it. Defensive settings are not too important. Smothered tight, that stuff will work fine. It's not really going to be a huge deal, because the main thing you're going to do, and when I say understanding that it is a CPU, is playing on-ball defense. So you saw there, we played on-ball defense, and we got to stop relatively comfortably. That is the key. I mean, if you're out here trying to do your best Ty Debo impression, jumping lanes and things like that, the CPU just doesn't throw those passes. So just play on-ball defense. That's all you need to do, and you'll have a lot of success in this game, particularly on Hall of Fame difficulty. So let me just run you through this entire possession. So you'll see, like, I come out immediately. You can see the on-ball pressure there. I do switch just to make sure there's not an open sort of 3 or something like that. You can see here I'm switching a little bit there, but back onto on-ball. As soon as I'm ready to make a stop, look, you see I'm on-ball. As soon as I think he's going to take a shot, on-ball again, and we get a good stop. He gets bailed there, but again, like that on-ball defense, look at this. Just look at it. Doesn't matter how many times he goes up, as long as we're playing on-ball defense, he will not score Hall of Fame or not. So that's it. That's really the key, guys. I mean, there's a couple of other things I'm going to touch on, but the real key is just on-ball defense. When it comes to CPU, man-to-man, on-ball defense every time. And I'm going to touch on the offense in a second, as you see me miss a shot there. I'm going to touch on the offense in a second, because there's a couple of things that I do. And I'm going to also talk about TTO as well, so you can see how to win those games really easy. Because the TTO games, I mean, or TT offline, I guess, those games are ridiculously easy. Like, it doesn't matter if you have to score 3s. I'm going to show you a game where I literally just shot 3s non-stop and scored every point through 3s on Hall of Fame. So I'll show you how to do that as well. But defense-wise, that's it, guys. I'll get into the offense now. So one of the main buttons you want to focus on, a triangle or Y. You can see we're going on-ball still there. Now I'm holding triangle, just pointing at Michael Carter-Williams, and he cuts. It's that simple. You'll get a bucket 90% of the time. If you remember Quick Through SDS from last year, I mean, it literally is the triangle button or the Y button on Xbox. Just point at a player and they'll cut, guys. That's all Quick Through SDS was. It wasn't difficult. In terms of scoring, guys, it literally is about Hawks freelance. Just equip it, pass and screen away, and you'll constantly have an ISO one-on-one situation. One of the key things you can do, I don't really think about this much during the game, but obviously one of the things that you can do is just focus on mismatches. You can see there just another on-ball steal. I mean, if we keep doing that, there's no scenario where the CPU beats us. So pass and screen away is your friend, guys. You'll see here we're cramped. We hit pass and screen away, and I don't have to wait for the floor to open up. It will open up. So I just take the dunk, because I know the space is going to be there as soon as I click that button. The CPU just cannot defend against it. As you can see, I'm continuously going for those bump steals. On those bump steals as well, guys, just a quick note. Let go of everything when you go for the steal. If you turbo and hit steal, you're going to foul most of the time. So just make sure you let go of turbo and go for the steal. Sometimes you don't even need to press anything. You can literally just walk in front of the ball handler and he'll drop the ball. Now, I try not to cheese too much, because it does get boring in these games when you do. But if you do want a guaranteed bucket, just drive into this corner, press down and left on the right stick, and turbo back on the turbo. And basically, you'll get an open bucket every single time. Drive into the corner, down and left, and you can see there we get another bump steal. And I pulled a 3. So I am going to talk about 3s. Obviously, that was on Hall of Fame, and we greened it. I only take 3s if they're wide open, guys. Do not force 3s. Again, don't be doing your splash impressions. You don't want to be sort of zigzagging and looking for 3s at every opportunity. It's not going to work on Hall of Fame. You'll probably end up losing the game. It's all about momentum. Badges like Heart Crusher need to be able to kick in. Badges like Showtime need to be able to kick in. As the more sort of takeover you're getting, the better. So you don't want to be putting up threes, bricking shots, you know, running the risk of anyone going cold, because it will just make this way more difficult than it needs to be. But that cheese, that sort of drive into the corner, like I said, down and left on the right stick, it's a guaranteed bucket every single time. Like, just go up the floor, you can do it every single time. In terms of the squad, guys, it's really important that you have 2 good point guards and 2 good centers. And now that's not always possible because of the requirements, but your centers are vital, you know, to stop the HOF CPU. You know, I've got D-Rob and Dirk here in this game. And yeah, you've got to have 2 decent point guards as well, because Luka's obviously going to get tired. There's no 2 ways about that. You don't want to be running him for 4 quarters. And it's a big mistake people make, is they run a 5-man for the whole HOF game. I'm going to tell you later why it's really important that you don't do that. And at the very least, you're rotating your point guards and your centers. So just one more time, you'll see me run this exact play again. Drive into the corner, down and right on the stick, and just turbo around the defender. There's nothing he can do to stop it. There's a bucket there every single time. Now, in some of these games, stops could be really difficult to get. So if you do get them, just make sure you're on it. Again, you can see we're just playing on-ball defense there. Just make sure you're on it on the fast break. Like, just take the bucket. Don't try and overcomplicate things. Don't try and pull up for a 3. Don't start zigzagging down the court. If there's a fast break on, just take it. It will be that simple. So you can see time and time again here, guys, that, you know, this is just Rocco here. Iverson gets a steal. Rocco on the fast break. You can just see I'm just doing the same stuff again and again. If you look at the score, you can see very clearly. I mean, I've got my bench out here. You know, they're not OP. I've got Al Greer, AI, Rocco, a couple of other players. But, you know, I've got Dirk coming off the bench, which is really important. So it really strengthens our defense and allows us to get on that fast break. So late in the game, I tend to start shooting a lot more threes. I kind of wait until the computer's chasing, because they kind of start scrambling. They're running in transition. They will leave you open for kind of spot-up threes. You'll see here, I'll pull up with Luka. And he gets takeover as well in the same moment. So now I'm just going to continue shooting threes with him, try and kill off the game. I mean, the game is over now. So, you know, if you do have requirements where you need to shoot 10 threes, just get up, get the computer chasing, because the way the CPU starts behaving when it's behind just basically leaves you wide open again and again. You'll see here, now they're kind of backing off. We've been rim running the whole game, so they're not really marking as tightly as they can. We get another 3 with Luka. And as long as he's got takeover, guys, he's like, the way I look at it is he's not really on Hall of Fame difficulty anymore. If he's got takeover, it's probably closer to superstar or all-star in terms of difficulty. So you will be able to hit threes if you've got a player who's got takeover and you're comfortable with their release, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more in the TTO game. But you can see here again, we pull up, we green it. As long as he's got takeover. I mean, Luka's put up 9 points in about 30 seconds of me speaking there. They've all been 3-pointers. But yeah, just make sure you've got takeover. Make sure you're comfortable with the release. And shoot threes late in the game. That's it. Like I said, when the computer's chasing, they'll leave you wide open. They're running in transition. They start scrambling. They take bad shots. You know, they make bad passes like that. They start forcing everything because it's just trying to close the gap. We take a terrible shot with Luka on the buzzer. And yeah, that's it. That's how it's done, guys. So that's a 19-point win. To be honest, it was probably one of the hardest games I played. I've been winning a lot of these by 40. I've had one game where I think I needed to win by 10, which was a bit of a scramble. I think we won by like 11 or 12, but it was late in the game. But generally, if you're locked in, you can see we shot 63%. Oh no, we probably shot about 50% because it's on a multiplier. But it wasn't difficult. Just choose those same dribble moves, guys, again and again in the corner. Make sure you're playing on-ball defense, which is really the key thing. Shoot threes late in the game. Only take good shots. And make sure you've got 2 point guards and 2 centers that you can run with. That's it. So let's get into the TT offline games now on Hall of Fame. So the squad is really important. You need 3 players who can shoot. That's super important. But I understand why people are struggling. I used to really struggle shooting on Hall of Fame. I don't struggle as much anymore. And to be honest, when I play these TT offline games on the challenges, I only shoot threes anyway, because I've had the same tactic for TT offline, whether it's spotlights, whatever it is, weekly challenges, whatever it is. I have the same tactic on any difficulty when I play this mode. And you'll see what it is. I've spoken about this before, but basically, I hit pass and screen away and shoot a 3 because they're going to leave you wide open for threes the whole game. So let me show you in game. So the same as with the full game, the 5 vs 5 game, we're playing on-ball defense again. And you'll see here with Luka, he's open, so I'm just going to pull this. Guys, there's going to be no replacement for knowing a release. Like, turn the meter off on both modes. Turn the meter off, it's really important. You just need to be able to shoot with one player. So take, if you've got Luka, Donald, whoever you've got, take them into freestyle and just get used to their shot. If you spend a couple of minutes just practicing that 3, it'll become muscle memory when you jump back into the game. So again, pass and screen away. It doesn't matter where you are on the court. As soon as you hit that button, you can see I hit it there. Just wait a second for it to settle and your shooter will be wide open. They just will not guard him. As soon as you hit pass and screen away, like I said, wherever you are on the floor, just make sure your shooter doesn't have the ball, obviously, because he's the one you're looking to get open. But yeah, I mean, every time you hit it, doesn't matter what point on the floor, what spacing, what time, it doesn't matter. They're just going to leave your shooter wide open somewhere on the floor. So you can see here, this is probably the most common three I hit. Just on the inbound, I hit pass and screen away while I'm still in backcourt. Look at Luka there, he's wide open. He's wide open. You can see that excellent release, wide open. They're just going to leave him open. Like I said, as long as he's got range, as long as you're used to his shot, as long as you keep practicing, you'll just get better and better with each shot you take. As with the 5v5 game, guys, I do try and mix in a little bit. You can see here I hit kind of a peekaboo 3 there. I just tried to do this stuff just to keep it interesting because it can get mind-numbing. I think with the spotlights as well, you've got to try and make sure it's enjoyable. You're not just spamming the same animations for 50 hours straight because it will just become mind-numbing. So try to have a bit of fun with it, especially if you're up comfortably. You know, you don't need to be kind of using these exploits throughout the whole spotlights. So as we skip to the end, guys, you can see it's the same stuff really we did in the 5v5 game. It's on-ball defense, as you can see here. It's pass and screen away to create that space. And it's shooting threes at the right time. You can see there we knocked down a 3 to finish it. So this game we won 51-29. I scored every point we scored was through a 3. I'm pretty sure I shot every 3 with Luka, but we'll take a look in a second. But you can see the 3-point percentage there on Hall of Fame difficulty. We've got 94. I don't know what that is, like 75, 70, something like that. You know, it's not difficult, and it's only because I'm comfortable with his release. So let's have a quick look at the box score and the team comparison. So I went 17 for 25 with Luka. And again, we just played good defense, just on ball, the computer can deal with it. So yeah, 68% from 3 on Hall of Fame difficulty. So that's it, guys. It's pretty straightforward. You shouldn't have too many issues with it. I've still got 6 spotlights to go, but I actually look forward to these games and particularly the Hall of Fame games. And playing more on Hall of Fame can make you better at this game, especially when you go online and things like that as well. But yeah, guys, as I said, you know, a lot of people requested this video, so I thought I'd drop it really quickly. I hope you have a much easier time with the spotlights moving forward if you were struggling. But again, you know, even if you're sweating on this and still having success, maybe it makes it a little bit easier. I'm streaming tomorrow again, guys. I'm going to do a few more of these spotlights on stream, so stop by 7 PM Eastern. I've got another video coming tomorrow, and yeah, we've got the guest announcement on stream tomorrow as well. So exciting couple of days. Please like and subscribe, guys. Every like, every subscribe, every comment, everything that you guys do helps massively. We're still a young channel. We're growing really quickly thanks to you guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.